Welcome to Learning Plan 12, Crises Related to Serious Illness and Disabilities. This final learning plan will focus on crises related to serious illness and disabilities such as AIDS, HIV, and Alzheimer's disease. Discussion will also focus on vulnerable subgroups within the disabled population and how to intervene with them when they experience crises. Let's look at the checklist of activities for Learning Plan 12. The learning activities include watching an introductory video, reading Chapter 12, reviewing the PowerPoint. The assessment activities include completing Quiz 12, completing a discussion post, and 2 responses. It is also suggested you complete your crisis intervention paper, as this is the last learning plan. Let's talk about your final crisis paper. And the directions include, for this performance assessment task, you will integrate everything you have learned about crisis intervention and stress management into a succinct paper. It will be divided up in separate headings, so pay attention to that. This will include introduction and overview to the problem and population, your assessment and intervention, any special circumstances and ethical considerations, and your personal reflection and conclusion. Did you feel adequate, or do you feel that you still need some training in specific areas? You will be graded on the organization of your paper, critical thinking, analysis demonstrated, and writing style. Pay special attention to correct grammar, spelling, punctuation, and of course the correct application of APA citations. And note that here it says you have to have at least 5 APA citations, both in the body of the paper and the reference page. Let's scroll down and look at the scoring guide. What will I be looking at when I'm grading these papers? Make sure your final paper uses correct application of APA style. Final paper includes correct grammar, spelling, punctuation. It includes personal reflection and conclusion. It even gives a page length suggested, 1 to 2 pages. Special circumstances, ethical considerations, 2 to 3 pages in length. Final paper, special circumstances and ethical considerations addresses how these ethics and values-based issues relate or affect both your assessment and intervention. Your final paper, special circumstances and ethical considerations, addresses any cultural or ethnicity, gender, age, special circumstances, and or sexual orientation issues that may relate to the issue chosen. Make sure your paper assessment and intervention portion is 2 to 3 pages in length. Make sure that your assessment and intervention describes how you assess the person or client population and how you apply the crisis model. Final paper introduction you must have is 1 to 2 pages in length, and the final paper includes an introduction that gives an overview of the problem and the population involved. So I hope that helps you. Let's talk briefly about Chapter 12. Crisis workers may be called upon to work with a lot of people with a serious illness or disability to aid in adjusting psychologically and socially to the illness. Oftentimes, caretakers also seek the help of crisis counselors to obtain help in dealing with stress and frustration and loss. This chapter includes a discussion on the biopsychosocial model, palliative care, serious illnesses. On page 273, you should pay attention to the history of HIV/AIDS. What is AIDS and misconceptions about AIDS are also discussed. It also discusses treatment, including social aspects and interventions. On page 283, Alzheimer's disease, what it is, effects on the caretaker, and signs that a caregiver may need intervention are discussed. On page 285, ways to reduce caretaker stress is discussed in box 12.5. On page 287, the disabled population and the American with Disabilities Act is discussed of 1990. They also discuss disabled elderly people, mentally disabled people, and developmentally disabled people, and you should know the difference between. They give good crisis intervention strategies with persons with disabilities. Now, on page 292 and 293 include cases to role play. This is one of the reasons I like this book so much. Make sure you utilize the ABC model and role play these. Key terms for study: AIDS, ADA, ARC, case management, disability, hospice, IV or intravenous drug use, mainstream, opportunistic infections, palliative care, and worried well. I hope you will learn a lot in Learning Plan 12, and I've enjoyed this journey with you.